What's good, world? Thank you for checking out my video, and this is my very first episode of Studio Etiquette with none other than myself. My name is Hemingway, and I am a hip-hop artist and engineer from South Carolina. I currently reside in Charlotte, North Carolina, and basically with this series, what I want to do is I want to speak to artists, up-and-coming artists, maybe even established artists if I can break through and get to them. I just want to kind of give you the etiquette in the game on how it works in the studio and outside of the studio, but really just overall in the game of music, this entertainment industry. Just like any other thing, you might hear etiquette class or speech class or media class for people when they're talking about radio interviews, but basically what it does is it teaches you the common courtesy of what goes on in a certain space. So in that essence, studio etiquette would mean the common courtesy of how to deal with the engineer when you have a session, before or after a session, or how to talk to a producer about a beat, something that you really want done, and how to communicate that thing. And speaking of communication, today that's my first topic. So I just want to speak about communication solely today. As an artist, once you figure out that you want to be an artist, you have to ultimately communicate that with somebody. You tell your friends or your family, your girlfriend, your loved ones, or whatever, and you let them know that you want to be an artist, right? So you communicate that, and now they know. And then at that point, once you start to want to record and really practice your craft, you either find a way to get the equipment or you reach out to studios. And when you reach out to a studio, at that point, you're now communicating with a business about trying to accomplish a common goal, and that's the creation of music. So once you do that, when you have a studio session and you reach out to a studio engineer and you want to book a session, the biggest key and the biggest thing amongst a lot of other things is communication. Whatever you want, whatever you don't want, if you don't know what you want, what time you can be there, what time you can't be there, if you have production, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? Anything that ties to creating a song in your session as an artist, it's your outcome. It's a common goal, but it's your outcome because it's usually your song. Once you get those things in the works, you have to communicate with the engineer what you want, how it needs to be done. And any opinion you have, any good engineer wants to know how you feel about what we're about to do, or how the session is about to go. They want your opinion and your vision on it. More than anything else, before we get into anything as far as how to record, or what to do on the mic, or breath control, or anything like that, like, communication is the biggest key when we're talking about creating music. That vibe that everybody talk about, sometimes it's words, sometimes it's not, but still ultimately it's a certain way of communication. So I definitely just want to pinpoint, if you have, if you're gonna be late, if you're gonna be early, if you're not gonna make it, if you need to get your beats resent, if you need, you don't know the tempo, if you got a lot of information you want to give to an engineer, maybe you got a new engineer and you know a lot more, communicate with that engineer. And also, engineers, reach out and communicate to your artists. I don't want to seem like I'm just bashing artists. This is for all of us, like, because I'm both. I'm an artist and an engineer, so I don't want to rant too long. But again, make sure, if you're an artist, an engineer, producer, a creative, whatever, a painter, I don't care, if you have any type of session or any type of business going on to where you're doing it with another person, communicate with that person, let them know exactly how you're feeling, let them know exactly how you want things to go. Y'all talk it out, work it out, and that's how you get the best outcome for any type of creative goal. So I go by Hemingway, and this is my first episode of Studio Etiquette with Hemingway. Sometimes I'm going to be in the studio, sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm going to deliver a straight message like today. And also, as I stated, I am an audio engineer, so therefore I do offer the services. My website, which is on my YouTube page, you can click the link at the top of the page, the top left of the page, or you can click the link in the description. It'll lead you to my website, theleaderslegion.com, and you can go there, check out all my online mixing services, mixing, mastering. If it's production mixing, I do that too. If you need clean edits, whatever the case is, I can do that for you. Any artists, any producers, any DJs, any creatives, if you need tags, anybody out there in the YouTube land, YouTube world, the internet sphere, man, if you need those services, go to theleaderslegion.com. Check out the site, tell me what you think, check out my samples, and you can book me and I can go ahead and work with you, and maybe we can help each other out, man, because I need the exposure and I know you need the services, and that's what this whole networking thing is about, right? Right. Tell me what you think, follow me everywhere at Hemingway the Third, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'm out.